Welcome to the era of Mario-ness, chapter 164.
174 de Mario. En serio. The baseball team is not good. It's not good.
I wasn't even sure we should touch on that subject.
I don't know.
Hey, look, Stetson's a good ball club. Always has been.
I'm flying my 40 time to that topic. I'm like, yep, getting right to it. I was challenged online, and I was like, yeah, we'll touch on it later. Hi, boys. How y'all doing?
Yourself a new okay, thank you so much. Appreciate that, Doctor. You got yourself a new little mic stand there?
No, I've had this mic stand. It's my work mic stand because obviously I'm at the JOB.
I see that.
Which I brought that up. I was like, I still would have never ever admitted this, and now we're like going into year 8.
I know it kind of sucks. You had to do
9? It. And I still would have had people believing I'm at the CIA.
I know,
but now with all this, go ahead, Toasty.
You look like you're in a more relaxed state this evening.
Different
in your setup there, like a different. You're leaning back a little bit.
Got a new chair for the DC office. Yeah, we're chilling. I'm enjoying it.
Little
I didn't wear my
chair.
hat. Yeah,
I see
Captain Stupid.
Where's the hat? Yeah, where is the hat?
No hat today.
You need the hat in the chair.
No hat. I don't want a hat.
All right.
Oh, I just need cowbell.
Christopher Walken doesn't need a hat.
Yeah.
He doesn't need one.
Oh, yeah, I've seen Christopher Walken with a hat. Ow.
That's a good question.
Right.
I don't think I have. I don't think he wants to mess up his hair.
No, absolutely not. It just snuck out, just like your Irishness sneaks out sometimes.
Hey,
whatever.
Okay. Yeah. And the funny thing is, I don't recognize when I do it, and I don't recognize when I hear it. But you seem to recognize it pretty well.
Mm-hmm. Instantly, like that, like that.
Okay.
Good show today,
like
boys.
That. Fine.
Good show today.
Damn good show today.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, hey, it's all about that today. Hey, you got the Bravos shirt on, representing opening day.
Yeah, that was also
chronic dick.
Yeah, they
it?
blew that. We were tied. We had the lead for a while. Lost 7-5 or 7-4.
Okay.
At least you didn't get run ruled.
No, we did not get run ruled. Thankfully.
I missed that.
By the Knowles.
Oh no. Oh my goodness.
We talking about the Yankees. We're still talking about the Canes baseball team.
Same thing.
Yeah. Is it?
Nah, whatever.
You keep going, Ro.
Yeah.
It's not good. Oh no.
I mean, so it's not heading down to the Greentree.
Not good.
It's not heading down to the Greentree. It's heading down to the Alex Rodriguez, right? It's heading down to the Alex.
Heading down to the
A-Rod.
A-Rod.
Down to the light.
Heading down to the A-Rod. I don't know. It just sounds better when you head down to the A-Rod and not down to the light.
Oh boy. My bird was starting to hit me.
Seems like they're kind of getting A-Rod.
Second to last in the ACC. I mean, it's the University of Miami. They're 1-5 in ACC play, which stands out to a .167 winning percentage in conference. Now, baseball is a tricky game. It's hard. Still have a winning record overall. You're 14-12. But the problem that I have with the University of Miami, because Florida State not too long ago, Lord of No Rings, they were struggling. They made a change. They kind of went about face. And now Florida State is at the top of the leaderboard they're 21-3. And you know what they realized? We have to go countercultural. We can't promote from within when within didn't win, right? And that's what the University of Miami has done. They did that with Manny Diaz. They did it again, right? When you're promoting from within, I'm okay with it if you just won a national championship and you want to keep the ball rolling. But at this point, it just looks bad. Lost again last night to Stetson 2 nights ago, if you're listening to this, by double digits.
Stetson. Yeah.
And at first I was like, oh, Stanford. Yeah, we lost to Stanford. That's an ACC opponent now. I know it's weird. No, not Stanford. It's Stetson.
Midweek game.
Yes.
They're losing
We're
midweek
very
games.
good at those.
They're losing midweek games. My personal opinion on the matter about midweek games, like move to Rhode Island and then play the local schools in Rhode Island, and then you might be able to improve your midweek status, because it's painfully obvious when you're playing in Florida and it's more apples to apples here. Boys, the baseball team looks horrendous right now. Horrendous.
Listen, I know they got some big time recruits coming in.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Should we go to Greentree?
We can do that.
Fight 72. Fight 800.
Go! Slap that wiener. Wrap that wiener. Tap that wiener.
Wow, Balin is on she's flying out here today.
Braves
Hey,
really
trying
did
to-
lose,
trying
didn't they?
Trying to make everyone laugh a little bit tonight. Maybe mostly myself.
It's day one.
You know,
It's day
Red
one.
Sox had a nice win.
You can't let
No,
these
I
things
know.
bother you.
And they got a rough trip, so it's gonna be a week.
106.
It's gonna be a week.
I'll say it. It's
Don't say
too many games. It's too long.
He said it.
The season's too damn long. 100, like, who wants to watch 162 games? Like, I love baseball. It's ridiculous. It's totally ridiculous. I mean, in today's world, it seems
It's a bit much.
a little much.
It's a bit much.
Come
What
on,
else are we
come
doing
on.
in the summer? I mean, if we
Nothing,
didn't
but it
have
doesn't
that
end in the summer.
Nothing. It's March.
Yeah, if it ended like Labor Day, if that was
Or if it
the World
started in
Series,
July, that'd be
Yeah.
fun
Yeah.
too.
yeah.
Yeah, we
No.
got a little bit.
No,
things
no, you
going
need
on.
it for the
No,
summer.
what else?
I'm
Okay,
gonna tell
June.
you,
World, the summer.
World Series
No,
in
no.
August. Get it over with
Yeah,
by football.
Exactly,
and-
by
yeah.
Labor Day.
Mhm.
No,
Yeah.
I will say, Scoop, at first when I heard you, I was like, oh, this is blasphemous. Look at you, bashing baseball, bashing baseball, dude. But I mean, when we grew up in our era, you didn't have that extra playoff series or two. So it's like, Mr. October. Well, the
There's
World
no
Series
way.
is going into
It's like in
November.
December already.
Yeah, like Reggie Jackson's moniker doesn't even apply to him because they play
it's
too much
a
longer.
9-month season.
Yeah,
Think
so
about
let's
that.
let's shorten this up. Yeah, I'm okay with
What are
that.
we
You know,
doing?
and make it what would be an achievable goal? All right, let's doge this thing. How much are we cutting baseball?
Well, hold on, because
I think Jenners is right.
What?
Wrap it up by August. Starting
Yeah, I
start
think
in
you-
March.
I think
Wrap
Wrap
it
it
up.
by
That was-
August.
Yeah,
That
I
was
think you
Balin
need
who
to
said wrap it.
wrap it.
That was
Wrap that wiener.
Yeah. Wrap it up by August. But so
Yeah.
okay, so how many games is that?
Walk
Is
you
that
right into
the football?
Yeah,
right
chop a
into
third off.
football.
Chop a third
Yeah.
off.
So 120 games?
Sure.
Yeah, 100 games.
All right.
160 per half.
There you go. 120.
And they could have a little bit more breaks inside the season. Probably could save some arms because every roster, and I put this out on social, every roster in baseball these days is going to have like a fifth or sixth, starter named Tommy John because it's inevitable. These guys are throwing way too hard all the time at maximum effort, and they're all getting Tommy John left or right. It's like a badge of honor. It's like
I like
you're
that.
not-
120 games. I'm down for that.
Yeah.
60 a half. End it in August. You're right. That's fine. You have it all summer,
Mhm.
leading up to summer, and get out of the way for the real sport.
Now, I don't think they'll do it because of
They'll
all
never
the
do it.
revenue. All the revenue.
No,
they
of
would
course
do.
they
They're not
won't.
doing it.
Manfred
No,
would make it a
it's a
year-round
great
game if he
idea.
could.
Yeah.
It's a
What are you
great
talking
idea
Well,
because we
listen,
came up with it.
And you say it, Jenners, but European Soccer Premier League is 10 months out of the year. They finish in May and they start up again in August, and they have training camp for a month before that. So it really starts going
Why
in
nobody
July.
watches it?
I wonder
Right,
how many
exactly, but
miles they
they're-
run.
Yeah,
Too much.
I wonder how many miles a soccer.
they don't run miles at all.
start.
They run kilometers.
It's kilometers.
Whatever it is it
Oh my
kilometers?
goodness! Listen
How
to
is
him.
kilometers? I don't
Kilometers?
know.
We are. That's how you know we're so Americans. The whole world is on that system, and we're like, nope,
Remember
nope. Tell me in miles, toast. Tell me in miles.
when we were kids, they tried to shove that shit down our throats, man. It did not take.
No, I don't
Yeah.
understand.
yeah,
Why do I
They
have
still
to
put
learn
it on
too?
the car. They still put it on the car.
Yeah, it's on
miles
the
per hour.
car.
You got
Yeah.
kilometers per hour.
Well,
when
it's
you
like when you go
accidentally
down
switch
to
that button.
Mexico and you drive a car down there. I did the only reason, it's the only place I can think of. Well, I think it was in Czechoslovakia too, but it's in kilometers, but there's miles per hour underneath it.
Yeah.
So they do allow you to, for
Flip
us
it.
not to be speeding around like a
We
lunatic.
have we have a big guest coming on, guys.
We do. Love this dude.
He's the double all-time leader.
It's incredible, to be honest with you. Truly.
Receptions, receiving yards.
Yeah. Look,
Little kid from
we
Deerfield,
had
man.
we had X on
As a recruit.
as a recruit, and we we're like,
That's
man,
what,
that's
like 6 years ago.
yeah, exactly. And we're like, man, that's a good kid, right? I mean, just like, he's all about family. His family is amazing. His parents are awesome. His brother and sister, but just really great people. So you see where he gets the work ethic from, right? And the determination and the drive, because He's the stereotypical guy, slot receiver, who has to prove everybody wrong. And he's going to have to do it again. That's the reality. He's got to do it again. He's going to get drafted, and he's going to have to do it again. I've seen enough film. I've seen enough football. I've seen enough plays by that kid to know that he is one of the better ones to ever step foot on Greentree in Coral Gables. And I can't wait to see him on Sundays, bro. I haven't watched pro football in a long time. Bores the hell out of me, to be quite honest with you. Myself and my girls will do whatever game, whatever team he's on, whatever time they're playing, they will be watching. And I think that's pretty awesome.
It's going to be fun. I mean, we're going to have some Miami ambassadors at the NFL forefront. No one bigger than Cam Ward, and I'm curious to get Xavier Restrepo's opinion on Mr. Ward. But yeah, and then you're going to see he's good. He's good, and his game's going to immediately translate to the NFL level because of the style of offense that he played, all the choice routes, and that's a question I'm going to ask him too. Just like, how much did that offense prepare you for the NFL? Now that you've been in it, now that you had those freedoms, like how much do you think it helped you? And I think it did. That's the dude, Xavier Restrepo. Unfortunately, we don't have this style quarterback, I don't think, right now. Xavier Restrepo would win multiple Super Bowls with Tom Brady. That would have been his dude. That would have been his dude all day long. Like if Bill Belichick didn't have his 17-year-old girl, oh well, that's illegal. His 19-year-old girlfriend, he would have been, his girlfriend would have been Xavier Restrepo.
Good catch.
Xavier Restrepo would have been.
Look, he had him. He had Wes Welker, and he had Edelman, and he had Danny Amendola for 13 minutes, and he's going to be that guy. He'll be that guy. I can't wait. Yeah, I saw a projection. This is what I did see, which got me very excited. Not for a lot of you yahoos down here, but I saw him projected to get drafted by Buffalo, and that would be awesome. Mm-hmm. That would be. I'm such a Bills fan. Give me some Buffaloes.
That's a good Miami dude on the defensive line on that team too.
Yeah, there
right.
is.
Just got paid.
Yeah.
There's other.
He was a safety. It's like safety.
I know. He was a
Gregory
safety.
Russo.
Where was he? Ransom Everglades or something?
Yeah, it was some small school, man.
Some tiny place down on the water.
You give Rick a lot of credit on that. He saw the potential there, and Gregory Russo was the tarantula. His wingspan was Boeing.
Although they did wait till October to play him. Greg Tober. Remember Greg Tober?
Oh yeah, but that's because his DC was doing that, and what did we do? We promoted his ass to head coach.
Sure, it's a great idea.
Yeah, all good.
I'm intrigued by the possibility of X maybe in the third, maybe the fourth round getting drafted by whoever takes Cam. So the Giants or whoever it is, Cleveland, whoever trades up.
The Giants don't deserve.
Nobody's trading up.
The Giants don't.
I don't think the Titans. I don't think there's a package good enough. I say that
they love him
tongue in cheek, but I don't think there's a package good enough to where they're willing to give him up.
How many ones do you think a team is going to throw at the Tennessee Titans? They're going to throw more ones at the Tennessee Titans than you throw ones at that Tootsie stripper on Saturday night. Oh. I have a feeling.
Listen, I think Cleveland will offer them 2 ones because I think Cleveland is literally a quarterback away with that roster from actually being in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. The Giants aren't. Tennessee isn't. They all need pieces. But yeah, Cleveland was supposed, they're built to be there now because they thought they had the quarterback already, and they don't. So
true.
That team is miles ahead of the other.
Please don't do it. Please don't.
I'm
begging the Browns.
They might go overboard with a couple of first round picks to move up. I don't know.
I'm gonna curse her. I hope to shit that's not the case.
A team that I do not want to see
win with Cleveland. I really don't. And I grew up a Browns fan.
Remember what happened the last time they had the number 1 pick? They took Baker Mayfield. Remember how many?
Bernie.
I know, but remember when Baker went to Cleveland, dude? Yeah. He was on commercials for 3 years.
Yeah.
The endorsement money would be crazy,
and he's only good now because he left there.
Right.
Yeah. So I want to see Cam be very successful. I'd like for him to throw up the U in Super Bowls, and I don't want it to be in Cleveland.
I got you. I know you made it obvious.
I will tell you this.
I'm the underdog.
I don't know what it
Nashville is a great city.
I know you say that, But
It's a good drinking city. It's a good
here's the thing.
Broadway city.
Good
or
music.
Broadwalk, whatever the hell it is.
If Tennessee, I don't know why, and help me through this because psychologically I might be damaged. But I would appreciate him going to Tennessee if all of a sudden they like brought back the Houston Oilers. Like if all of a sudden they brought the Houston Oilers, like their Tennessee Oilers. For some reason, when it's the Tennessee Titans, I can't vibe with that. I don't know why. But when I see them do a throwback Houston Oilers thing, I love them. It's instant.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
it's like watching a girl with a makeup and without makeup. You know, she's lying to you without with the makeup. I don't know. Tennessees are just lying to me, man. I don't know why.
Well, he's going to the Titans, so buckle up.
All right.
So yeah, I'd love to see Tennessee. That would be cool. What a great story that would be. And I think we should ask him that. If he would love to start his career out, the two of them on the same team. I think I know the answer, but
so
might as well ask him anyway.
Yeah.
Novak's got questions for him too. Novak was texting me questions. Good ones too.
All right, before we get X in, because I don't want to have to interrupt him to do this, all of our nice little underdog stuff. How's your bracket?
I don't think it's good.
Yeah,
I still have my winner.
Yeah, I still have the winner. I still have Duke alive. Correct.
Yeah.
Yep. You can toss that thing and play daily fantasy and win big money with our friends at Underdog Fantasy. Do you want to win up to 1,000 times your money? You can with Underdog. Just choose whether a player will go higher or lower on one of their stats, i.e. points, assists, rebounds, or more. If you're into the tourney, create entries with all basketball selections or mix and match across other sports. You can play with as little as $1, and if you get everything right, can win up to 1,000 times your money. So $1 can literally turn into $1,000 with your hoops knowledge. Download the Underdog app and sign up now using promo code ORANGE to unlock a special offer up to $1,000 in bonus credits when you make your first deposit. Join in on the phone when you sign up with promo code ORANGE. Claim your special offer today and get up to $1,000 in bonus credits and instantly upon your first deposit. I wonder if they let us. I wonder if we can go higher or lower on where he'll get drafted.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Right?
That is a good bet.
Yeah.
I'd be curious.
I'd be curious if they even have that as an option. We'll have to check it out, everybody.
That's
The draft is what? April
24th is day one. I just looked that up earlier.
There
All
you
right.
go.
So I don't think we have anybody going day one unless somebody, well, obviously.
What are you talking about? Cam.
Yeah, I know. But aside from Cam, everybody knows that.
Yes.
Unless Arroyo maybe sneaks in late, which I think is a possibility. It's not probable, but I think it's somebody who truly wants that type of tight end. He could potentially sneak in at the end of that round, but I think it's more of, what day is that? Is that a Thursday?
I'm just saying.
Or
round,
Friday.
Thursday. Yeah.
You imagine someone like, I don't know, Casey drafting him late in the first round to kind of mentor under Kelsey for another year or two, and then play with Pat for the next 7-8 years of your career. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's definitely a team with a system fit, like just in a system need. They just need a tight end. They don't need much. Playoff caliber team. Yeah, but that actually would be a good pick to him. I don't know if it's going to be in round one, but
I'm just saying
see.
maybe sneaks in at the bottom at the end of.
Well, you heard with the overall talent that there was some of the NFL scouts, and they overheard them. They're like, "How in the world with all this talent did this team not make the playoffs?" And we know the reason why.
They lost 2 out of the last 3.
Yeah, and we know the reason why, because you ignored a fire alarm and you didn't change the battery when you needed to change the battery. Beep, beep. Try to tell you, And then, but
that's kind of crazy to me. I think about that, and I'm like, you're so far into that to where you have no ability to make any changes or adjustments. You just keep running it out there.
But this is what I want to correct some things I've seen online, because I coach high school, and the first thing we do is we go over these packages and that I get you. I do want to remind you though that your motion packages are nowhere near as robust as college packages. So you're not going over college level motion installs. On top of that, I will tell you what's pretty much absent in a high school game: shifting. They don't really shift a ton in high school, if at all, right? It probably comprises 0.001% of their total offense package. So when you're adding the two of them, that's when you saw a lot of issues. It was the shifting and the motion and all the different motion packages that really just isolated and alienated that defense to the tune. We got a new coordinator. And right now, one of the interesting quotes that I saw from somebody was, hey, it looks like it's a linebacker-driven defense, which, all right, let's see. Bring it.
What's going on, guys?
Here,
What's up, dude?
How we doing, X?
Great. Sorry for the delay, guys.
You're not
Yeah,
delayed. This is a
yeah.
podcast. You are right
Yeah.
on time.
As long as we're still recording, you can just go ahead and show on up. Ladies and gentlemen, the all-time leading leader in receptions and yards for your University of Miami Hurricanes, it is Xavier Restrepo.
Let's go.
Yes.
Thank you guys for having me on. Thank you, guys.
You know, we brought this up in our show earlier, but we had you on when you were a recruit with Deerfield. I still remember some of the questions, and you logged off and were like, man, there's something special about this one. But now you go from an early OBB alumni to now. Did your career go the way you thought it would, or did you even exceed your own expectations?
I don't think I exceeded my expectations, but it definitely went different than I thought. You know, a lot of ups and downs and twists and turns all through the whole entire process. But I think the end goal was definitely met for sure.
Hold on a second. Hold on, X. You're telling me, and I know you don't like to have expectations, but you're telling me that when you stepped on campus, you said to yourself, I want to lead this university. I want to be the all-time leader in receptions and yardage, because I call you crazy, because that's a pretty lofty goal.
No doubt. I mean, again, I've always had the confidence in myself, and I knew I had what it took. I'm a guy off of, opportunity. So it was almost like I knew my opportunity was gonna come one day, only because I am a God-fearing man, and I know that, he puts things in my life for a reason, and obviously the offer from Miami, he didn't do that for no reason. So I knew I was going to get an opportunity one day. And I mean, yeah, my goal as soon as I, stepped foot in the building was to have my name up in the rafters and be the best receiver ever to come through University of Miami. So, I mean, that part I'll leave up to others, but all I know is I have 3 records in University of Miami record books.
It's so sick. Really is.
I think it's
sick.
safe to say you're going to have your name up there at some point in time. It may be, a few years. They make folks wait, but it's going to be up there eventually. I mean, bro,
Well,
you
well,
hit
yeah,
200 receptions.
Yeah, they're actually putting it up April 12th, my
Oh,
birthday.
they are?
Yep.
Nice. Very good.
Yep. So it's awesome.
Right around the
Excellent.
corner.
There you go.
Oh yeah,
So-
2 weeks.
So we were having a discussion before you came on, and we're talking about Cam and the potential of him going number one, and where we think that you'd be a great fit, so on and so forth. So would you, of course, I know the answer to this, but tell us why. Would you like to have the two of you drafted by the same team and start your career with Cam in the NFL?
Of course, just because this past year, I mean, we've bonded a lot. We've gotten real close to each other, but I feel like it'll be super dangerous if we get any more time together. I mean, you see what we did together in 7 months, 8 months. So imagine, what we could do in 4 or 5 plus years. Another thing is that our preparation process would just continue. Waking up at 5 a.m., watching film, doing practice, then watching film after practice, hanging out, getting some smoothies, whatever. I think it'll just be quote unquote so much easier, I guess, to say, if we get drafted by the same team. I mean, I have faith that he's gonna ball out no matter what. Cam's Cam. He's a special dude. So again, if we could be drafted by the same team, that'd be freaking awesome. But at the end of the day, whatever happens, happens.
All right, so you're not drafted on the same team, and you got to kind of prep your defense, to face off against them on Sunday. What would be your best piece of advice to face somebody like Cam on the opposing side?
I don't think there's too much things that you could say about, how to stop him. I think the main focus should be trying to score more points than Cam's team.
Great answer. That was a tough question, and you handled it with poise. Now here's I'm going to follow this with one that's going to just like lay up right in your lap. I felt in this system with Shannon Dawson, when you were in this system, you had a lot of freedom, you had a lot of choice routes. How much did that prepare you for the NFL game, and do you feel like that offense will help you?
No doubt. I mean, when you watch, NFL teams, and when you do little mini installs with NFL teams, there's so much option routes, and I think that's why, NFL GMs, pay offensive coordinators big bucks, is because there's so much opportunity in NFL offenses, just like Coach Dawson's. I feel like, Coach Dawson obviously taught us football, but he's really gotten us prepared, concept wise and, terminology wise for the NFL.
There's been a lot of talk about the amount of wide receiver talent walking out the door that the Canes had to recover from. I've kind of been a proponent of these were all high recruits that Mario's gone after the last few years that are in house right now. Other folks are saying that we still need to hit the portal maybe for another person. Are you confident we have the talent in house to pick up where you guys left off and keep marching forward?
For sure. I mean, again, this past year that we had four amazing receivers that could go anywhere in the country and ball out. Like Isaiah Horton, he was considered a backup at the start of the year, right? He's at Alabama right now, destroying everything. So I mean, when you look at it, I mean, me and Jacoby have been tearing up college football for the past 3-4 years. Obviously injuries prohibited, some of our, statistics. But I mean, when you sit down and watch film, it's like, yeah, Jacoby went for 150, 200, but I was killing people all game. And then I go for 150, 200. Jacoby was killing people all game. And then you add a speed demon like Sam Brown in there that's taking the top off, putting pressure on safeties. And, Isaiah Horton, he's big and physical. I mean, again, they're going to be big shoes to fill, but from what I've been seeing, I know there's some ballers. I know we have a young, group, everyone except for CJ, obviously. I'm excited to see CJ. I talked to him quite a few times, and sounds like he has the room under control, which is also a good thing. They definitely need an alpha in there because that's kind of what I was last year. So I think the talent is there though for sure. There's some very very talented dudes. I mean Malachi Tony, Ray Ray, even the guys JoJo, Nikar, and then you see guys like Josh Moore catching one-handed balls like that already. As a freshman, you have to have some confidence to do that. That doesn't happen just by just going out there and doing it. You have to have some confidence to stick one hand up there and snag a ball like that. So the answer is yes. I do think this new group has the skills too, but I think we were just a little bit more than skills. We had a lot of dog in us.
I got you. I have a few questions from Novak, who said to use them as my questions, and I said no, we should just have them as Novak's questions because he came up with them. So I throw a couple at it. If you had a choice of anyone in the NFL to score against first, who would you choose to score against for your first touchdown?
That's a great question. Holy cow. Wow, what a tough question.
Okay, we'll come back to it. So,
Yeah, come back to it.
what are your top 3 bucket list courses that you want to play?
Okay, so I want to play St. Andrews Old Course. I want to play Pebble Beach, and I want to play Paynes Valley.
There we go.
Yes,
I hadn't even
sir.
thought about Paynes Valley. It's an interesting one.
Yeah, I mean, just because it's like Tiger Woods course and it's super rare to get on and stuff like that. I don't know.
Yeah,
I think it'll
no,
be pretty cool.
I'm with
Pretty
you. See,
cool.
we talk about golf, and he's got all the answers. Just talk about who
He
he
does.
score against. He's nothing.
I think you should score on Jalen Ramsey, but that's just me.
Right.
Jalen Ramsey,
That's a good answer.
Yeah.
Jalen Ramsey would be a great person to score on, you know, just because he's so well respected. But I mean,
No, he's not. He went to Florida State.
All he
Yeah.
does is talk shit about Miami. It's amazing.
no. I mean, I completely understand that, but I mean, at the
No,
end of
I
the
get
day,
you.
at the end of the day, you have to see what he's done in the National Football League. You know,
Of course.
it'll definitely. So to answer that question, it'll definitely be someone who, like, that I idolized. You know, that was an inspiration. You know, to me growing up. Tyrann Matthews definitely one of them. You know, an undersized guy, but just a complete dog. You know, I grew up watching him. I literally modeled my defensive game after him. You know, so
Freaking honey
I,
badger.
yeah, I'd probably
Mhm.
say that would be awesome to score against him.
I'll ask this in two different ways. Your favorite catch or the best catch that you ever had at the U, and then your most meaningful. They can be the same one. I'm just curious if there's two.
No, for sure. I'll do three. I think my best catch was probably I mean, people look at the Virginia Tech catch and say that was like incredible, you know what I'm saying? But like, I don't want to sound like that guy, but I literally do that catch every single day in practice before practice with my slot receiver coach. If you guys ever watch me warm up, I literally do that same exact catch. So that wasn't like a tough catch for me. It was a pretty good catch. I'll probably say my best catch is probably either the Florida game where I like dove backwards,
Mm.
Mhm.
or North Carolina, the second touchdown of 2023, where Tyler threw it like back shoulder and I like jumped backwards and caught it. That was a pretty tough catch. I'm not gonna lie.
See, there you go.
I think my most memorable catch was probably when I scored versus Bama my
The
freshman year.
first one.
Yeah, my freshman year, and I mean I caught that on one of the defensive rookie of the year nominees. You know, Brian Branch. He was a really good ball player, so I'll probably say that was my most memorable.
What about your most meaningful catch?
Uh, Duke,
Yeah.
the record breaker
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was a pretty nice play.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a way to
yeah,
top it.
Exactly. I think the play overrules, you know, the catch at that point.
Let me ask you this, just because in this day and age, and you don't have to answer if you don't want to, and keep it generic if you want to, but anyone ever come sniff around through an intermediary with an NIL deal for you to leave Miami?
There's your answer, Toast.
I don't have control over these dum dums. By the way,
I'm gonna go. No, just because I wasn't interested in anything. You
Okay.
know. But
It was out there.
I
but
would assume someone would
maybe.
have sniffed the tires at some point in time.
Maybe,
You know.
maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but I had no interest in going nowhere.
Listen, we understand. We're huge fans of yours. Film doesn't lie.
Mhm.
Okay. You put yourself out there, but go to the pro day at that. Looking at what happened and what transpired, would you have done things differently?
I would have. I mean, at the end of the day, again, I was training. You could ask my trainer. I was running consistent for 3 weeks straight. I was running, you know, 4.58, 4.53, 4.55. So at that point, it was like, all right, I feel great. In warm ups, my hamstring tightened up a little bit, and it literally felt like a cramp, like a non removable cramp. I still could accelerate, but around like 30 to like 25 to 30 yards, I couldn't really like open up and hit that last gear.
Mhm.
So I mean, again, I was just super confident. I had a really good head on my shoulders. Like I was like very positive going into the 40. The first start, I mean, I shot off the line. He made me restart it. But again, that just sounds like a whole bunch of excuses now. But long story short, yeah, I would have probably, not ran it or whatever. But again, at the end of the day, it's called the National Football League, right? Not the National Olympic League. So, me personally, I don't know why we do all this testing. Put a ball down, and nobody in the country's guarding me.
There you go.
There you go.
Because for me, I'm like, I don't think. Now I've seen it hurt some people. I don't think it matters with you.
Right.
I really don't. I don't because I truly believe that the people that see the value in you and what you bring to the table and how you play football day in and day out in your production, season in and season out, aren't going to care.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
That's my take.
And no, I appreciate that. And I mean, at the end of the day, we have GPSs on our, shoulder pads and games and stuff like that. So, about like 80% of the NFL teams already, estimated me at a 4.5 to, low 4.6 range or whatever due to my GPS numbers. So, again, I mean, the people
It's
really
just a day. It's not your career.
exactly.
And that's ultimately the smartest GMs in the world are just going to look at that in that fact and figure that into the equation. And they're going to be lucky to have one hell of a receiver.
Exactly. Thank you, man. Thank you. And I mean, at the end of the day, again, it's the NFL. If the guys really wanted to pick the fastest and whatever guys, they should probably go try to coach an Olympic team in the Olympics for track.
Who was the guy the Raiders took because he ran like a 4.3 something and he played
Jet?
like 3 snaps? No,
Oh,
it was like 15 years ago.
I remember. I know who you were talking about. Yeah,
You're right.
Yeah.
I don't even knew his name until he ran the 40.
Al Davis was famous for that. Oh my
so
God,
funny.
ridiculous. So, X, everyone else had a great pro day as well. I mean, rave reviews for pretty much everybody. It was a great showing for the Canes.
Heck yeah. I mean, I was super excited to see, every single person take advantage of that opportunity. Again, a lot of dogs, a lot of football players on our Miami team last year. So I was excited to see them do well in the testing portion.
Let me ask you this, because you've been there for, you had the red shirt. So for 5 years, you saw the transition. How confident are you just the trajectory change since when you got there to where the Canes are now?
No doubt. I mean, I feel like it was. I mean, don't get me wrong when I say this, okay? The coaches are amazing. I felt like this year was like players. Like we really took this team to a whole nother level. Again, the coaches could obviously instill culture in us, which they did. Coach Cristobal and his staff instilled very, very good culture in us. But I mean, dude, it's like I give full, full, how do I say this? Full like props to all the players on the team. Whether that comes from walk-ons on scout team or backups or starters or the stars on the team. Every single person meant business, put their ego to the side, and I mean, we really became a brotherhood. And it'll be a year that I never forget ever in my life. I'll remember each and every single week how it went, what the scores were. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, like this past year was definitely one to remember.
Yeah, that's pretty special, dude.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, look, and hopefully it continues, because the reality is that the teams that do succeed and that are immensely successful tend to be player driven organizations,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Right.
I mean, you look back at, I mean, not to bag on Coker, but he didn't do anything, right? Those players ran that entire season. Right. They actually said, yeah, hire Coker so we can run the team.
Right.
So
yeah, I mean, there are so many games this year, like Cal game and VTech game and Florida game, where it's like at halftime, like coaches like don't say a word, like we got this, Like I mean, again, Cal game, no coach said anything at halftime. It was Cam, me, and some another few guys literally talking, to our position groups one, but then our team, and I mean, you could just see the passion and love we had for each other, just because we didn't just hang out with each other, you know, at 8 o'clock in the morning when we had to be on Greentree. You know, we hung out with each other outside of football and really got to know each other on a personal level. That way, when we go into war, it's like, all right, like I know like how this dude is, you know, like he loves this game and I love him. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a brotherhood. So I mean, again, you hear again all the best teams. It's all player driven.
For sure. Tell me the truth. When Cam threw that pick against Cal, what what do you think? Because we were like, man, that'll live on in Kane's lore, right? I mean, that was to be as great as he is. That was like, what happened there? It
Right.
was wild, right?
Right. Yeah. No, for sure. But I mean, it's funny because right after right after he threw that pick, he came to the sideline and was like, "How can I be the Heisman if I don't have a Heisman moment?" So it's like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's literally like that. That's how he was. So he would do something like that, and then throw for 300 yards in 8 minutes. You know, so
Right.
it's like,
Right.
you can't get mad at Cam. You know, Cam has everything under control. You know, you just have to roll with Cam. Anything Cam says, let's go. And I feel like that's why we were so successful, is because we all, again, we had a team full of alpha males, right? But we understood that there was one man in charge, and that was Cam. You know, so again, I mean, when Cam does something like that, we know 3-4 touchdowns is coming. So it's exciting to be a receiver after Cam throws a pick.
And you hear the rumors, you know, that he's going to be the number 1 overall pick. And I think you heard it from like his favorite go-to wide receiver. It was his mentality, right? He had the mentality to be like the Pied Piper of alphas. So listen, little bit of, I need you to put on like a different hat. Okay. I know your career's about to start as NFL, maybe a difficult question, but you know, in this era, there's playoff teams. And now once you're not a playoff team, I need you to be an agent. Okay, you're an agent and you're going to talk to one of your players with NFL aspirations. And this bowl game is not a playoff bowl game, but what is your, looking back on it, what is your advice to that wide receiver? You're the agent, not the wide receiver. I want to know what you would say as an agent.
Right. I mean, I think that if the cons outweigh the pros, if you play the game, I think that also if you have an amazing opportunity, you know, to do some postseason stuff as far as, you know, all-star games or combine or, you know, anything like that. Um, and then on top of it, my athlete is banged up and, you know, been battling injuries all year.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's the best that, you know, at the end of the day, you said it's not a playoff game. So it's like, yeah, you want to be there for your team, and, you know, support them. But I think it would be in your best interest to, you know, focus on, you know, what's next. You know, you've been blessed with, you know, an amazing opportunity, and you don't want to not be ready for it because, you know, you want to play in a game, you know.
And now I'll answer, like, because I'll look at it from a father perspective, and this is the way I looked at the perspective. I feel like the ambassadorship that you can provide for the university going on forth to the NFL far outweighs what could have potentially have happened. Right? This is
But
just me speaking. And you have blood, sweat, left everything out on their field, practice field for years and years and years. At that point, it becomes a business decision. And I know for some people that might be hard to fathom, but at a certain point, this is what the university promised they would do for you, right? They would get you to the league. Now let me get to the league. So that's where I wanted to go with that. That's just my own personal opinion. But thank you for answering the question.
no doubt, no doubt, yeah. And I'll answer that even on a more personal level, you know. I mean, again, that instance was me, you know, and I was battling injuries all year, and I did have an amazing, you know, opportunity to, you know, go to the Senior Bowl, you know, that only, shoot, 60 something people get to do in the whole entire nation, you know. So it's like, why not be ready for that opportunity, and why not, you know, try to maximize the opportunity? And I mean, this is a story for another time, but I did try to go, support my team or whatever. But again, like I said, it's a story for another time.
All right, X, we'll get you out of here. I know the draft is coming up. You were looking for a pad for your draft party. What are your plans for draft night?
I think, I mean, I obviously wanted to have, a good old get together with everything, with everyone and stuff like that. I think I just came down to the realization that, you know, I'm just gonna be with the people that have been here through the entire ride. You know, obviously, we'll do something with everyone and celebrate something with everyone. But a moment that I've been wishing for since I was 5 years old, I think that I should, just stay with the people that has seen ups, downs, and been through all the rounds. So I think I'm just gonna do something, at a house, and yeah, probably, hopefully, if I get drafted,
No hope.
What?
What
That-
was that? Wait, what?
that-
If
Hold
I
on.
get
What,
drafted?
what,
That
hold
night-
on a second.
that-
What
that
the
night we'll
fuck are
do
you
something.
talking about?
What are you? Nonsense.
No.
No.
Look,
No,
I don't wanna
within
jinx
X,
myself.
this is true. This is true. I'm going to put this, think about this for a second, and this is me being real. Within the next 30 days, you will have been drafted to play football in the National Football League on Sundays. Congratulations. It's pretty
Awesome,
wild.
man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate your last scoop. I mean, yeah, it hasn't hit me yet, just because everything, training wise or whatever. But I mean, I just got chills from that, So
And
again,
follow up. I just want to know from a scale of 1 to 10, how big and prideful is those mama crocodile tears going to be?
oh, I mean,
She's a
I,
saint.
I mean, if she were hearing you guys talk right now, she'd probably be crying right now. But
Bring her
Yeah, but
over.
then
Where's she at?
night,
She's
on
asleep.
that night, oh my goodness.
no, but yeah, I mean, I don't think she'll stop crying until I score my first touchdown in the NFL.
Oh,
Listen,
and she'll
X,
stop then?
Yeah,
right.
That's when it's going to stop? Yeah.
she'll
on
probably stop
behalf
then.
of
Right.
all
Just to
Cane
start
fans.
again because she's happy.
Yeah, exactly.
On behalf of all Cane fans, man, listen, thank you for the 5 years. Thank you for the amazing memories. Thank you for being you and for just being a class act on and off the field and just representing the U as well as anybody ever has. And we all wish you nothing but love and nothing but success on Sundays.
Man, I appreciate each and every single one of you guys. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the love. I mean, it's been one hell of a ride, and I appreciate you guys for always being there and supporting, man.
Take care, X.
Yes,
Appreciate
sir.
you guys. Yes, sir.
Later,
bro.
man.
All right, peace.
See ya.
Well,
Bring
so
it.
there was an interesting, and you got all these metrics and all these
Edelman said
analytics.
that. Go ahead.
But you got ESPN and Bill Conley, and he has his advanced metrics because, I don't know, he's a nerd and never dated when he was in high school. I have no idea. I don't know. But anyways, he has Miami having the top offense in the country going into the season and the defense at number 49. Where were we last year? And that just, I don't know, man. That doesn't seem good enough. 49.
I don't know what it depends on what he was talking about because do you think scoring defense or total defense do you think you want to do? Because scoring defense, the University of Miami fell last year too. I'm trying to pick it up. Wow, we weren't that low, were we? So it depends on what you were talking about because in terms of scoring defense, it was 68th. So it's actually a mild improvement if we're talking about that, which I know we were 68th in scoring defense. Total defense, I think we were a little better, 27th. So it depends. I don't know what metric he's using, when it's better, when it's worse. So he's stylistically, I think, picking the same, if we're being honest.
I'm very surprised. And again, I don't know who this guy is.
Too.
For you to come out and say that you think that this offense is going to be the best offense in the country again.
Well, I was on the opposite side of that.
Yeah, well, yes and no. I get it because the reality is you have a proven quarterback, you have a proven system, you have a proven offensive line with great running backs. And from all that we're hearing, the receivers certainly should be better than serviceable, right? With potentially a couple of them having a breakout year. So I get it. Now, what I think he's doing is I think he's then comparing. And if you look around at the rest of the top offenses in the country from last year, they all lost somebody, right? I mean, it's not like somebody's like loaded coming back. You look at Ole Miss, Jackson Dart's gone. You look at Alabama, who wasn't great offensively, but could be, has a freshman at the lead for that position. You look at Ohio State, who doesn't have Will Howard. You look at
in Georgia.
You look at Georgia, right? Who now
They don't have Carson Beck.
Somebody else coming in.
Exactly.
So I think that on the surface, you think the guy's nuts, but if you look around the rest of the country, there's a lot of teams that were near the top that aren't going to have the guy that they had last year or the last couple of years.
It's kind of fascinating because there were a lot of big name quarterbacks that moved last year. Will Howard went to Ohio State. We got Cam Ward. There were a handful. The Oregon got two. Right. they got Dylan Gabriel, and they got the guy that's starting this year. Right. So I mean, like there were a lot, and there really wasn't this year. At least not the big names to the big programs. It's
you have Mateer, who went to Oklahoma. Yep. So we'll see how good that offense is. We got Beck. You have Duke, who got the kid from Tulane.
Correct. Yeah.
And aside from that, I don't know anyone else. I'm sure there are more.
Oh no, there were definitely more. I'm just saying from a significant.
Last year, you're right. Last year there was a lot.
How dare you both forget about Castellanos? How dare you?
Oh my God, I forgot
Top
about
wide
him.
receiver transfer.
Top wide receiver transfer.
Yes, absolutely.
How
multifaceted. Yeah.
How dare you?
Yeah, you want your wide receiver to throw a pass? Let's go.
Who's taller, him or Kyler Murray? I mean, it's a question.
Not sure they're comparable.
Yeah,
if we're being honest.
Kyler Murray might have been.
Although FSU would tell you otherwise.
I will tell you this, and I'm actually a fan of Kyler Murray. I was a fan of him big time in college.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a quicker quarterback.
Oh my God.
Michael Vick was, to me, the fastest and the most athletic phenom, but I'm talking about quick. Like he's Lionel Messi quick.
He's a water bug.
It's
incredible.
Fascinating.
Yeah, it is. That's a great word for it. It is fascinating to watch him scramble.
Yeah. And
Michael Vick was a freak show.
Oakland too. So he still might have some baseball days ahead of him if the football thing doesn't work out.
For sure.
But the football thing worked out.
It's moving pretty well now.
Yeah.
You don't want him to be the next Drew Henson.
What's his name?
Who?
Well, I don't know. Who's his coach? What was that guy's name?
Arizona?
Texas Tech guy. The Texas Tech guy.
Kingsbury.
Mm-hmm.
Where the hell is cool house though?
Washington. Yeah. He's the Redskins coach, offensive coordinator. I can say Redskins. It's fine.
Oh yeah.
I think you can.
All the complaints. So, anyways, looking at the Bill Connelly, he mapped out the schedule. So while he's got us at number 14 overall in his rankings, so Notre Dame he's got at number 5. South Florida he's got at 81. Florida he's got at 17, a few spots below us. Florida State at 51. Well, I mean, you got a wide receiver quarterback. Louisville at 22. Stanford at 88. SMU at 18. Syracuse at 57. NC State at 45. Virginia Tech at 52. And Pittsburgh at 53. So if you lose any of those last 4 games, you are absolutely just unforgivable.
You're cooked.
Your last tough game should be SMU on the 1st of November. You should post in after that.
We were hoping to maybe face off against them in the ACC championship game. Well, maybe we weren't hoping.
Clemson is at number 11.
So
November 1st is SMU.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw this out there just because I want to.
At SMU.
I really want to just bother some people. What happens?
Oh, Jesus.
We go to Dallas. And somehow Tyler is the quarterback in Dallas and ends up beating Miami. Thank God. If he's playing, I'm happy it's in Dallas and not here.
He's not playing this year.
Well, what if that? Well, he's still
No,
hurt.
I don't think he is, but I think it would be funny.
He's still hurt.
He is hurt. He is hurt.
It was a debilitating injury, and we wish him all the well. In his
but he'll be back. He'll be back by November 1st for sure. He got injured like the third
but they
week
still
of the
have an
season.
incumbent starter.
They
It's
do.
not like so.
Correct.
Unless
I'm
he
just
gets hurt.
throwing it out there. It's a possibility, everyone.
Possible. It's possible.
It's possible.
Scoop being scoop.
Yeah,
Stir the pot.
I'm just here to stir the pot. You know
If
what else?
that was the headline,
Well,
if
I'll
that-
stir the pot all I like. That guy up in Connecticut is a
Dan
whiny little
Orlovsky?
bitch. That guy, huh?
What's got?
Dan Hurley. Dan Hurley.
Really? The best coach in college basketball? You got a problem with him?
God, no, I do actually have a problem with him. I
Really?
think he's,
Why is that?
Oh, he seems to me like a real. He seems like you know who he is. You know who he is.
Who?
Brian Kelly.
Okay, I was going to give you a different name.
Who?
You know who he is? He's Jimmy Johnson as the Canes head coach.
Oh my God, you're so stupid. That's
He
so.
is.
That's so.
He absolutely
no.
is.
No, he's not. He's
Yes,
not
he
even
is.
close. No, he's a.
Oh
he's
my
a
God.
crybaby, bro.
Crybaby.
He cries about everything. He walks around, look at my ring, look at my talking to who? Duquesne? Like, he's such a little baby. He's such a baby. I
This
can't
is
stand
absolute. Just so everybody knows, this is a Duke fan hating UConn. That's what this is.
the guy. I've never had a problem with UConn.
Mm-hmm.
Me neither.
No, I really haven't.
Gross.
I've never had a problem. Why would I have a problem with UConn?
Because you're a Duke
Gino
fan. we
Auriemma
beat your
is
ass.
one of the
I don't
coaches
see
of
the
all time.
rivalry though. I don't.
No, you don't. You know. All right.
No, I don't.
Okay.
I mean, it's
Duke and
when I
UNC.
grew up, it was UNC. It
And
was they played UNLV a couple times. Like I mean, it was never Kentucky, big one, but UConn never even considered.
Syracuse when they had Carmelo
He's
that one year.
such a baby, dude. I can't believe
Oh,
you back
please.
him up.
Oh, are you kidding me? Yeah, of course.
I don't think
Back him
he's
up.
Jimmy
the audio?
Johnson.
Give me a break.
He's such a
Play
Oh,
the audio.
Look
Play
at
the
Jenner.
audio?
God, he's
Girl,
so
play the
whiny.
audio.
Here he was in the tunnel after
Yeah.
losing to Florida.
I hope they don't fuck you like they fucked up. I hope they don't do that to you, Bama. I hope they don't do that to you, guys.
And so and then the athletic director comes out and says, "Oh, I'm going to try to get that guy." It's a bunch of little
He
babies
threatened-
up there.
He, said, he
on.
told
We
the
have-
reporter he would quote ruin his life if he didn't take the video.
That was the SID. That was
the
uncalled
SID.
for. Absolutely. Yeah, that was not Hurley. That was the SID. And for Hurley saying that as he's coming off the court, as all of us have discussed numerous times, that we are absolutely sitting amongst the worst era of officiating across all of sports. Bitching about the officials when you had legitimate beef to be bitching at the end of that game. Really?
It's not just that though. That's just the icing on
know.
or the cherry on top
I
of
know.
him bitching all
He's
year.
very
about
hateable,
anything
and I
everything.
love it. He's very hateable. I love it because you paid millions for him to run the Canes. You'd fire Jay Clark tomorrow if you could have Danny Hurley here.
I wouldn't even care. I can't stand the guy. I really can't stand the guy. He really is like
I understand. That's
nauseating to me.
That's fine because he's going to win another one.
When's
Not
that?
this year. He's got the
not
number
this
3
year, okay.
recruiting class coming in.
Oh,
Listen,
for
he
sure.
missed on a portal kid and it screwed this entire roster, so he learned a lesson.
Oh, maybe
Listen,
that
by
poor
the
kid thought
portal.
he was a whiny little bitch too.
The portal kid has fucking no balls. Listen, man, if you're going to play for Danny Hurley, you're going to have to be a certain sort of person. You got to be able to take it.
Take it. Yeah.
I just want to go back and said the portal kid had no balls.
I know. What are we doing?
Let's just throw that out there.
Where did he end up?
He hasn't left yet.
Where's Tanaka?
He
You had
came
no
in- he came in from,
marbles.
he came
You
in
had no
from St.
marbles.
Mary's. It was the St. Mary's point guard that came in. He had been averaging 14 points a game over there, averaged like 2 here. And he just looked awful from the get-go. He's the reason why we lost like basically all 3 games in Hawaii to open the season. It was a dumpster fire from the start.
Oh,
Awful.
maybe it was a poor assessment by Dan Hurley.
100% it was. I said he learned a lesson. Yeah, like go to the portal. Sometimes it hits. Sometimes, like, listen, he hit with Cam Spencer and some other guys. Tristan Newton, he fucking swung and missed on this guy. So beware, because
Swing
Jay
and a miss.
Clark is going into the portal for 13 guys apparently. So get ready.
Well, you kind of have to because
I mean, what else are you going to do?
Well, exactly.
They've all left.
So I know it's rough. Only thing going well is football right now, boys. Of the big 3.
Mhm.
And I'm sure volleyball's doing well, and golf, hopefully, and the other sports.
their
but-
volleyball team, they made the well, they lost one of their best players.
Okay.
She went to Nebraska. and
Ooh,
that's
that's
like
rough.
yeah, that's
That
like
is
going
rough.
to the Alabama of their
Exactly.
No,
sport.
100%. Yeah, that's a step up. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a kind of. But University of Miami keeps making the tournament, so that they got that going.
You
for 'em.
imagine Roe having to deal with like Midwest winters, like in the Dust Bowl in a few years.
Oh, if Tao Tao goes to that part of that,
like Tulsa or Norman or
all right. So I'm gonna
Yeah, it
pull you
gets
back
cold
behind
there.
a little curtain. So I actually run like a spreadsheet, for her, like college interactions, and it's pretty robust. Recently, I had to add like weather apps and weather reports to the spreadsheet because I was, hey, how about this school? How about this school? Oh, it's way too cold over there.
So what do you do, like the median temperature, like during season or something? Or
and I put like I have like little icons, like if it's sunny or if it's snowy, just so she can see it. Because I'm like, hey, well, if this is a thing and this is gonna be a thing, then we just alienated like over half the country. So
Look, I can't wait. I can't wait. I hope that we're still doing this show in 3 years and then 4 years when we can figure out where our daughters are going.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't wait for Roe to have, because I already know it's coming,
Mm-hmm.
to have to just take his foot right out of his mouth. Ultimately, it's going to be fantastic. It really is.
oh, I know.
It is going to be so. I mean, we're gonna have to throw like a live party somewhere.
I'm not trying to ruin it for her because I'm not that guy.
You can't say a word.
But like, it is the most ironic thing ever.
Oh, good.
Right now. I'm like, who are your favorite schools? And like, this girl has no clue about conferences.
Mm-hmm.
Like
So good.
zero. And I'm like, uh-huh. Oh boy, your dad's gonna have to take his foot out of his mouth. If you've seen anything recently over the last couple months, I've toned it down a lot. What a hypocrite. We're all hypocrites.
No, not me.
Oh, you've always been consistent. Like, yeah, wherever your kid goes, you're just gonna wear that jersey proudly.
right.
All of a sudden,
100%,
like,
of
it is what it is.
course.
We'll
All
always
day,
be a
every
Miami
day.
Hurricane. We'll always be a Miami Hurricane fan, at least on the football side. I can promise you that much. So
I know where she's
Oh,
not
my
going
God.
for sure.
Yeah.
She's not going to Florida State,
Okay.
and that has nothing to do with me. She's been there. She's like, yeah, it's never going there. Although they have one of the top programs in the country, so she still won't go there.
It's a crap city.
you know who has the
Awful
top
city.
team in the country?
For what?
It's on your head, Scoop.
Yeah,
That's
I
the
know.
top team.
Yeah.
I know. I'm surprised it took so long for us to get to that team.
Bange. And I'm a proud testimonial now because they have fixed. Roe had 3 leaks, right? Three, not just one, not two, three, right? They fixed them all, boys. Blue tarp season is gone from the row house. It's completely gone. And your blue tarp season, well, that can end too with one phone call. It's 981 Roof, 561-305-954. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter!
It doesn't matter. You just use that prefix, call that number, 981 Roof, and give them a call. Who you calling, Scoop? Who you calling?
Paul?
Yeah.
My name's Paul.
You call
You give me
that
a call.
guy. And he fixes your problems, and the bad drip goes away, and the good drip can continue. Bange.
MiamiHCS.com, Miami Hurricane Team Store. There you can shop the Columbia collection, the sleeveless shirts, or should I say the short sleeve shirts, the long sleeve shirts, and they also have all the baseball gear. We'll keep that one to ourselves. A promo code OBB24 will get you 20% off everything at the store. So go ahead, take advantage. No other sales you can tack it onto right now, unfortunately, but from week to week, they do drop a bunch of specials, as does manscaped.com, where promo code OBB will also get you 20% off. And you can go ahead and do what you got to do so that the jewels look like jewels and glisten in the sun when you take them out in public.
See. Speaking of which,
Wow.
glistening in the sun, we're going to take you out to Houston this week,
Oh,
right? You got the
yes.
You've got they're at Memorial this week. Look at that. You know, I looked that up. I thought it was a shorter trek, it's like 7,500, 7,600 yards. I don't know how these guys do this. But beating the bookie has the plays. Now, you missed the full tournament plays because you didn't get in, right? And we're a day late this week, so
Right.
sorry. But you can get all the stuff. You can get day plays, you can get matchup plays, you can get all kinds of stuff. You can get eagle plays, holes in one plays, whatever you want as they continue throughout the weekend from the package that you get from Beating the Bookie at beatingthebookie.com. Now, not only does he have that, but he has he's doing very well in the tournament. So we've got the rest of the tournament. We've got Sweet 16, Elite 8, Final 4, and the championship. We still have those. And guess what's back? Baseball. Baseball's back for far too long, but it's still here. And Beating the Bookie will have plays for you all season. I think you can buy like a whole season package for baseball, but you have to go to beatingthebookie.com to get all your packages. Do that. Make yourself some money. Thank us later.
Thank us later. Easy man.
Yeah, he said his round 2 picks drop at 8 a.m. So there you go. There you go.
There you go.
There you
so
go.
If you listen nice and early, you get your round 2 picks for Memorial.
So one of the coolest sports people from my entire just time on this planet thus far, we lost. George Foreman.
Yeah.
Who, man, like, I mean, he was around before I was around, but the part that I was around for, that comeback when he was in his 40s and he literally became the heavyweight champ again, was one of the coolest. And then the fact that then the grill and all the off out of the ring stuff, but man, what an insane life that dude lived, and just an amazing, amazing individual.
Yeah, it's sad. Our heroes, one by one, are starting to, be heroes in the sky. And he named all his kids George. He had like 8 of them. 7, 8.
Like a Georgina and
George second.
That's
George
remarkable. I mean, is he the only person to ever do that?
Curious George. Like,
Curious?
He had all the Georges. He had all
That's
the
what they did.
There's one named Curious?
Curious, yeah.
Yeah.
One of them named Boy.
You, number 7, 2, 3. No, but
God.
It just an infectious smile too. And then you think about it too, because like that dude fought Muhammad Ali. You know, that's a thing. Like, and you think about that, it just seems like it spans over eras. And he did.
Right.
He was just a larger than life force. So yeah, no, I got you. The George Foreman grill.
Who had
I had
George
one.
Foreman grill? Yeah.
Of course, yes.
everyone
Absolutely.
had
I had one.
I had one too.
With the little grease tray that would
Yeah.
Drip
Oh,
tray
yeah.
that you
The
would
little
lose
white one that
constantly.
angled down like that.
Caught
Yeah.
the,
Yeah.
100%.
And okay, the George Foreman grill came, everybody owned one, and then it went away. And I'm going to tell you, it probably went away because the grease that was in that grease tray was just like different. I was like, what alien planet did this morph from? Because this does, like, this
You know how much
is
money
disgusting.
he made from the George Foreman grill?
Way more than he
sold
did
that
boxing.
thing for like $150 million or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The lean, mean grilling machine.
What that grill showed us all, because that was the age of just, oh my God, look at the shit they're putting in our meat.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
look what's coming out of our meat.
Look what's coming out of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
Look what's coming out. Yeah. I was like, oh boy.
Who knew grade F chicken wasn't good for you?
No, Ro and I are the only ones on this here.
Oh, shit.
The other two missed it completely.
Yeah, they did.
What's coming out of our meat?
Look what's coming out of our meat.
No, I caught it. I tried
yeah.
to dignify it with it. But yeah,
Oh yeah, let's dignify the
let's
orange.
go
bowl,
lowest
boys.
denominator.
That's a great idea.
Yeah,
You're saying that's a show title?
Jenner's is shooting for completely unattainable tonight, is what he's doing.
One thing I've learned over the years.
Dignification of the OBB.
One of the things I learned over there is no high road.
No.
There's no high road option. Like, we need to take the high road. What's that?
So just said he was going to pull out his genitals in the middle of a commercial. I mean,
I didn't say I was going to. I said you might.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I believe I said the term you.
Then
You can
there's the
pull out your
dignity.
genitals and let them glisten out in public.
It's
Yes,
the medium
I'm
road,
not
not
going to
Listen in the sun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. You know.
Yeah, okay. Rest in peace, George. Rest in peace.
Did you
Bye-bye.
guys
Bye-bye, George.
see the well endowed woman hanging out behind Rick Pitino?
Briefly.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know what's the.
she's been offered. So wait, why is there a porn site called Cam Soda? What am I missing?
I'm sorry.
I don't know. They've been around. They do.
They
like,
have been around for a long time. From
anytime
what
someone
I've been
does
told.
something stupid or is in the news, they seem to put
Yeah.
themselves front and center in it. And I'm
So
really-
they've offered her $200,000 to reveal herself. I'm more fascinated by the fact of whether or not Rick Pitino is,
I'm more
he's had
fascinated
issues with,
at the fact you said well endowed and you weren't referring to a man.
That's
'Cause
what
don't
I
think
was confused by.
I was like, well, I know we live in a different age these days. So at first I was like, wait a second.
Wait a minute.
But then you're like, oh, okay. You meant
you
boobies.
always go to Dick. See, I always go to boob. You always go to Dick.
No, but I've
That's a you
never,
problem.
Oh my God,
we're
here we go.
friends. I've never gone to you and be like, wow, look at her. She's so
well
well
endowed.
endowed.
I was
Yeah, I've
trying to
never
be,
thought of that in my life.
There's children listening.
Check
Possibly,
her
I don't want to be
package out.
crude. I don't want to be crude about it.
Check her
She's
What
got
was
package.
gigantic tits,
Cam
bro.
soda?
Gigantic tits.
Hey, do you
Yeah.
remember that lady that used to like terrorize those like 80s baseball players?
Yes.
Yeah, but what was her? Who was that?
Fucking, oh, she was awesome.
Dolly?
The kissing
No,
bandit?
not Dolly.
The kissing
yeah.
bandit?
Bandit?
I can't
Yeah.
remember her name.
But she
Was
had
She
a
had like
name.
double G's, bro. Those things were
Those
like,
things.
onions.
Imagine that couldn't happen now. Like you'd get tackled by security.
well, she'd go to jail for
Morgana.
because
Yeah.
she's
Morgana the
Morgana.
she's
kissing
running up.
Donna the kissing bandit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh
Oh
my
my
God.
goodness. She had some back problems. That one.
Had
She
to.
had to have.
Had to.
Had
Imagine her
to.
at the nursing home. It
She
has to be in a
was
wheelchair.
so well endowed.
Yeah, those things were tapping her knees. No doubt. Listen, by the time my grandmother, God love
Those
my grandmother,
things
man.
were
But by the time she
tapping her
was like
knees.
90, those things were literally down to her knees. Like it was
Oh, yeah.
just brutal, when you get that old.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I've seen him.
Grandmother, bro.
What are you doing?
Gravity kicks in.
True, man. It's true. All these Portuguese women, all of them, they all have the
know
same
that,
issue.
But
Yeah.
you don't have to say it.
Well, it's a thing.
Yes, you have to
Oh.
say it. Say it.
Yeah. She's been gone
Say
for
it.
quite some time. She knew it was true.
Okay. Jesus.
Let's change the topic abruptly.
We have
did
I
another
didn't think
real
Scoop would get so
Did
offended
anyone-
by the belly boobs.
The belly boobs.
The belly boobs.
Wow. Put that one
They
on the
surround Joe's belly button.
The belly boobs.
Hey, there we go.
Hey.
Hey, did anyone think that Stephen A. Smith was actually going to swing on LeBron James?
No,
Oh,
no
God.
chance. No
Right.
chance. It's like one of those dudes that after the fact, it's like, oh, I would have fought him. No, you wouldn't have, dude. You wouldn't last 2 seconds. Look, I don't like LeBron James. Part of me wants to see you swing on him, but I'm a realist enough to know that he's 6'7", like 265 pounds. He's in really good shape, whether Balco or not. He would literally wipe the floor with you, Stephen A. Smith. So, yeah, no.
I'll give him credit, though. He actually acknowledged that.
What do y'all want me to do? You want me to act? You want this to be a reincarnation of Chris Rock and Will Smith? Let me assure you, it wouldn't have gone down like that. I would have gotten my ass kicked because had that man put his hands on me, I would have immediately swung on him. Immediately. That I'm not going to tolerate.
But at least
I
he
would have
admits
got
he
my
would
ass
have gotten his ass
kicked.
kicked.
Okay.
Whatever.
I love that guy.
Yeah.
I look.
He's doing
if
exactly what
he
he's
would
paid
have
to do. Why are you mad
swung,
at him?
I just want him to connect once.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I really would. I wouldn't have. Not
Well-
much would make me happier.
Did he say this after LeBron
Yes.
dissed him on the Pat McAfee?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
this stems from LeBron doing an hour on Pat McAfee's show.
Right. So yeah.
And saying, just basically calling out Stephen A. and saying, he's got to learn how to not talk about my family. I'm always going to protect my family, all that stuff. And
Let me ask you a
His
question, Scoop.
kid who he dragged into this situation is an NBA basketball player,
Let me ask you a question.
supposedly. Kid or not kid, grow up. Like God, LeBron. I can't.
Scoop, bigger
I'm not
bitch,
sure who I
Hurley
hate
or
more
LeBron.
between LeBron and Dan Hurley. I gotta be honest.
Bigger bitch, LeBron or Hurley?
That's what I'm saying. That's
Imagine Hurley was almost his coach.
push.
You
It's a
could have
push.
had them both in the same arena, both with the Lakers. What's the bitch factor of that team?
Woof.
That's a great response.
Right?
I don't know what the tangible equivalent is, but woof it is.
Man. Who's the bigger? I mean, LeBron is clearly.
Yes, the bigger
I-
bitch. Thank you.
Anybody who says the GOAT is LeBron, literally, you're not old enough to remember Michael Jordan, because I promise you, your hero is made of glass compared to our basketball hero. Like, they chiseled Greek
facts.
gods after Michael Jordan. Like, Michael Jordan is a Greek god. He was the most, him and Kobe were the most mental assassins. Kobe was the Mamba, right? The Mamba mentality. He did it in a way that he was still the hero when he did it. Make no bones about it. Michael Jordan was so ruthlessly aggressive in terms of how competitive he was. He was maniacal. Like, he would literally, he would get you to get in your own head that you would like contemplate jumping off a bridge. Not one to kill yourself, obviously. We're not saying that, but like Michael Jordan would get in your head that he was the villain, but you loved him because it was just one of those things where you knew what was going to happen. Mike was going to take the shot. Mike was going to make it. He was the best. He was the best. Not even close.
100%. Couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more. All right. Do you want to do 5 questions?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Let's do it.
Questions.
Question number 1. What's the most memorable conversation
I tried to get you on the pause. Sorry, I missed you.
you've ever had with a stranger, and what did you learn? What's the most memorable conversation you've ever had with a stranger, and what did you learn?
Well, this isn't good for me.
Not good for me.
I don't have a memories. I don't talk to strangers.
This is really not good.
This is really
Why
not
would
good.
I talk
It's
to
me
a
trying to
stranger?
figure out. That's the
I
first
think
problem.
Okay, so this was a memorable conversation with a stranger, and I think this was at the Tarpon Bend. We were playing at the Tarpon Bend.
Okay.
And I went to the bathroom, and there was a bathroom attendant. So he qualifies.
I remember this. I remember this. A great conversation.
Yeah. And he said the quote that I'm talking about 30 years later. I still remember. And he said, and I learned from it, if it smells like cologne, you leave it alone. And if it smells like fish, it's a tasty dish. Jesus. And I don't know what random Balin Tourette's that guy had. But yeah, I still remember that.
I remember that too. I'm pretty sure you came out and told me right away.
Yeah, because if it smells like cologne, leave it alone.
Leave it alone. Oh my God.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, that is a meaningful conversation, one-way conversation.
Yeah, it was.
But meaningful nonetheless.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't have any meaningful conversations with strangers.
Memorable. Doesn't have to be meaningful.
Memorable?
Memorable.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Oh my goodness. I was on a bus one day and this guy started talking about his.
Who's on a bus?
Yeah, the bus.
Take the
I don't know. I went to a Lagrange and ordered a chicken bowl from a lady.
Something. This is not
how about this? I went to Lagrange and ordered a chicken bowl from a lady.
Okay.
Who seemed very nice. And I said, "You have a wonderful day." And she said something in Spanish
you too.
that I don't understand. Oh, jeez, I'm bad.
Yeah, I don't really talk to a lot of people that I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, like most of the people I talk to are people in this household or people I work with, and that's pretty much it.
All right. Okay, so we're gonna redo number 1. If you could shape shift,
we're redoing it. You had 3 people answer it.
Oh, did they? It wasn't great answer. So.
Okay,
yeah,
go ahead.
I don't like this answer.
If I could shape shift, go ahead.
If you could shape shift into anyone, who would it be?
Into anyone?
Yeah. You could just instantly turn into somebody, shape shift into somebody. Who would you be?
Current?
Sure. I mean, because if you do non-current, they're gonna look at you like, which okay, I'll give that. I'll accept that answer too. That shares a lot.
I mean, non-current. So at anyone at any time, I would shapeshift into Tiger Woods. I want to experience that type. I want to experience that type of domination.
Off the course or on the course?
Yeah,
they were both
I want to experience that type of domination.
You can also just go to a Perkins.
This is fully encompassing answer. He had a lot of great endorsements off the course.
Oh yeah, he did.
Very well endowed endorsements. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Oh damn.
I would do Morgan Freeman.
That's a good one.
Just like so I could walk around and talk like Morgan Freeman for a day.
Oh, Andy loved geology.
Oh, and it's on right now.
Is
it? It's on AMC at this moment.
Of course, it's always on AMC.
So I was going the same avenue that Jenner's was, but I was going James Earl Jones, Darth Vader, and the whole voice, baseball, just freaking I got James Earl Jones on the mind today.
Kind of like a boring existence, that guy. But
it's
anyway.
Darth Vader, bro.
True.
There's no such thing as a boring existence there. All right, who do I want to shapeshift into?
Don't know.
I don't know either. I wasn't prepared.
Who's the most wholesome? Who's the most wholesome person on the planet?
Wholesome?
Wholesome.
The shapeshift? Okay, so that's going to be a wholesome person.
No, not the shape. No, who's the most wholesome person on the planet? Just answer that first.
Tim
Tebow.
Yeah.
Shapeshift into Tim Tebow and become a gay porn star.
I mean, I didn't think there was like a follow-up to that, like a reason why you're shapeshifting into
just
this
turn into
person.
Tim Tebow and be a complete and total slut.
Now, I'm going to say, for the first time ever, you had me at a hello. You had me at hello. But man, that was a quick goodbye. Like the door rang, I peeped in the hole. I'm like, no. You had me until you didn't. Yeah, but that's fine. Let me shapeshift into Tim Tebow. Final answer. Question number 2. What was the worst punishment your parents ever gave you, and what was it for?
Oh, the belt.
What was it for? What'd you do?
Lit a fire in the toilet.
I do that after every time I, do it too.
I thought I was being pretty safe about it. It was porcelain bowl, water in the bottom. You burn a couple of Kleenex or whatever, like a little fire. I didn't think it was going to be a big deal.
What happened?
Nothing happened, but he smelled it.
Yeah, everybody would smell.
So you
that.
burned tissues in the toilet.
This some like no, it was like some papers I didn't want them to see.
Oh, so along those lines,
burning your homework,
like a report.
Yeah,
something.
I was at home. I would get packets of paper at home, right, from school with my grades on it. So I got slick, and I was like, well, this one says like 42. I ripped that one out. No, this one's not good. So I just gave him the A's, and I would do this periodically. Well, one time he got wise, my dad, and he's like, hey man, where was this paper? So he could tell that there was part of the paper that was ripped. I didn't go all the way under to get it off. He's like, did you do this? I was like, yeah, but that's the only one. Yeah, you swear that's the only one? And next year there was a second one. So I lied to him. He beat my ass, like up the stairs and down the stairs and back up the stairs. And I was like, no, I didn't lie to that man again.
Can't beat kids like that anymore, man.
No.
Not allowed.
Not allowed.
I almost said the good old days, but I don't know if that's necessarily.
When you can beat them?
Yeah,
My
you used
ass.
to be able to just beat a kid.
Listen.
Yeah.
Something to be said to be getting your ass kicked as a kid.
True.
Yeah, like,
You remember it.
Here we are.
Here we are.
Here we are.
All right, what's next?
Oh, did they answer?
Did
No.
Oh no, I didn't.
Oh.
I called my mom a bitch once.
they?
When
A
I was
what?
like a bitch when she was like 13 or 14. I was 13 or 14 years old.
I was going to say she
my
was
God.
13
And I
or
came
14.
home like 2 hours late, and she was all sideways with me. I was like, why you gotta act like a bitch? She hit me so hard. And I'm not kidding, I don't remember much beyond waking up the next morning. Like I
Your
have
mom
very
concussed
little,
you.
Very concussed, yes.
I have very little memory of the rest
You
of the
pulled
night.
a tour.
Yes, I
She
toured.
toured your ass.
She toured me straight up.
Two of them.
Giving you a CTE slap.
Straight up.
Bang. All
Straight
right.
up. But I have I remember the conversation vividly beyond the conversation. It's just
amazing.
gray. That's how hard she hit me.
I went out one night and we had this old 1967 Ford Falcon station wagon. And it was light blue. And I went out in it and I had a bunch of friends in this car. Obviously, there's a lot of people you can put in a station wagon. And for some reason, we had a lot of newspapers. I don't know why, but we had gathered them for something, whatever. And we went driving around Jacaranda, throwing all the newspapers page by page out the back of the station wagon, just to litter the streets of Jacaranda. I had, again, no idea why we did it. We ended up getting pulled over by the cops, who then proceeded to make us go back and pick up all the newspaper around Jacaranda. Well, that was fine. We did it. Didn't get in much trouble from that. Got home, took everybody home, went home. The next day, when we woke up, or when my dad woke up, the light blue car was now covered in newspaper ink. And I had to find a way to get the newspaper ink off the car. And it took me weeks, literally weeks, to get the newspaper ink off the car. I don't remember how I did it, but holy crap, it was a lot of work.
Because
It
they
was
didn't
a
have
lo- it was a-
Google back then to look it up.
It was a
Yeah,
lot of
right.
work. I didn't get beaten for it, although I'm pretty sure he wanted to beat me. But yeah, that was the worst punishment. But I mean, I deserved it.
Mm.
Yeah.
Question number 3. Which celebrity gives you "I sold my soul to the devil" vibes?
You know what? Judging by the comeback, Robert Downey Jr.
Oh, he was.
I was
a
sort of
good one.
floating in the same universe. I was thinking Rob Lowe.
That's a good one
Same
too.
thing. He was in the gutter for a long time.
Yeah, he was.
Well,
both
I
of
think
them.
I think we're in the same realm because I'm thinking Charlie Sheen.
Yeah, but he never got his back.
Yeah, he never really got his
Yeah,
back.
he's
He
kind
kind
of
of stayed
out,
there.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He may have sold his brain to the devil.
Right.
Soul to the devil. I mean, I don't know how much of a celebrity this person is, but I'm definitely going Hillary Clinton.
She is the devil.
And there it is.
She sold her soul to herself. All right. Question number 4. All right, you got to think about this a little bit. All right. If your kidnapper, that means you were kidnapped, was forcing you to write "I'm an okay, I ran away" letter, how can you communicate duress without the kidnapper knowing? So you're obviously writing a letter to a loved one, and you
Mhm.
got to put in there like you're trying to lie to her. And it's like, yeah, I ran away. I'm fine, but you got to write something in there that lets her know I'm not really fine.
Okay. Dear Mom, I'm feeling the weird urge to become Tim Tebow and have gay sex.
Oh, we're back on that again. Knock, knock. I'm not here.
There's that dignification
What,
we're working on.
what
Dear
is he
Mom.
doing? What is he doing tonight?
I don't know, bourbon? That's what he's doing tonight.
For me, dear Scoop, this letter is to inform you I've ran away, and I really know that you love Dan Hurley. So if you could please reach out to my loved ones and let them know I'm okay.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one. I'm not even sure my mind would have thought of something like that. I don't know. I mean, I think it's got to be related to Hillary again. In the same sense.
Please tell
voted for
Hillary
Hillary.
All
I'll
right to you guys. Please
Yeah.
tell her hello for me. I miss her very much.
But
I
we
can't
would
wait to
trouble.
have lunch.
I was like,
It's in
oh,
trouble.
we wouldn't think you were kidnapped or in trouble. We just thought you were being yourself.
Can't wait to have lunch with her again
Still think that's possible.
for the third time.
What about you, Jenners?
Dear fellas, I've decided to run away. Let's go ahead and start the podcast 9:30, 10 o'clock. It's fine. He's in trouble.
Oh,
Something's
Jenners
wrong.
is definitely wrong. Call the PD, call the FBI
Oh,
right
my
now.
God. True. It's true.
All right, last question. Question
Yes.
number 5. What is the worst response to your girlfriend or wife asking if she looks fat?
The worst response?
The worst response hey, honey.
You fucking
why-
nailed it, babe.
Well, yeah.
I got one. Not any fatter than yesterday.
Oh, that's a good one. That'll get you concussed. That's a good one.
Mine is simple. Honey, do I look fat in this? Ooh. That's it. And that's 5
We're
questions.
mooing at them now.
Yeah. I love you, Moo.
I love you, Moo. There you go.
I love you, Moo.
Just stroke her hair and feed her some cheesecake.
There you
Call her
go.
pretty.
Just
Call
get her a T-shirt.
Feed me and call me pretty.
Call me coach.
Ralph
God
Friedgen. Oh my
almighty.
goodness.
right, well, For names so far, we have these are very random. Christopher Walken doesn't need a hat. I don't know why I wrote that.
True.
Heading
True, though.
heading down to the A-Rod. More ones than a Tootsie stripper. The portal kid had no balls. There was one named Curious. She was very well endowed. belly boobs. And that was a quick goodbye.
I'm
I think
curious
we have
by
a
a
winner.
while.
Yeah, I think we have a winner.
There was
man.
one named
There was one named
There's one named
Curious.
Fury.
It's so stupid. Oh my
It's
goodness.
so clever though. Like,
Jeez.
this is,
Ah.
oh my god,
All right, there you go.
so good.
People, long-time listeners to the show, it's a game within a game because they'll see the title and they're just waiting for when it happened.
Yeah, what?
Oh my
And
God.
I always get somebody to reach out. They're like, "Oh man, that thing happened at like the last second." I was like, "Yep, it did."
I had
that's
somebody
so
hit
funny.
me on Twitter that was like, "You guys named the show and came to a conclusion about a name, and yet that wasn't the name of the episode because we went like an extra 3 or 4 minutes and
Oh,
did
right,
something even
yeah.
stupider."
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I'm like, "Well, you
That's
see,
right. I remember that wasn't that long ago either.
That wasn't that long. It's a
It's
couple
happened a
months
few
ago.
times.
Yeah. All right. That's the show. We're out of here, man.
Incredible.
Thanks very much to X, and we'll see you guys next week. As always, go Canes.
Go!
Bange.